is called flowable. One is called packable. The packable always goes in a syringe.
The doctor uses the blue one, right? No, because on the video it was two examples. They had where the doctor uses theirs, and then they had for the assistant.
Yeah, it was like the hard, soft.
Yeah.
Okay. This is my PFI.
PFI. Okay.
Okay. Here's the condenser for a white filling. So we're gonna drill, we're gonna numb, what is the first steps? We're gonna all go through the setup. We're gonna know exactly what's happening. The patient is gonna be seated. The doctor is gonna administer anesthesia. Before he does that,
You have to numb the patient.
and we're gonna give the doctor
Oh, no.
topical. Where do you think the topical goes?
On the gums.
Around, yeah.
Okay, gonna let that sit for just a minute. Then we're gonna go to our anesthesia. We never say the doctor's gonna give you a shot.
No, it might freak them out.
We say we're gonna numb you or we're gonna use anesthesia.
Yes,
Okay. All right. After the anesthesia, immediately after the anesthesia, we're gonna rinse that out because it's bitter. It tastes terrible. So we'll use our high vac. Now we're gonna wait a minute, let the anesthesia take effect.
Maybe like, what is it like to like 5 minutes maybe?
Sometimes it can be less than that. So the doctor gonna go and use the high speed first.
That's called the high speed. Okay.
We're gonna drill into the tooth and make a prep.
Okay.
All right. After that, after he stops, we're gonna rinse and dry that tooth. We're gonna hand the doctor an Explorer. There may be some decay left in the tooth.
So they're gonna use that to get the decay out?
No, we're just testing. Hard teeth,
Okay.
teeth without decay will be hard.
Okay.
You won't be able to stick your Explorer in it, or the doctor won't be able to. So after that, he may say there's still a little bit decay. He's gonna pick up the slow speed. Okay, while he's working with the slow speed, we're gonna do air. We're gonna keep that debris off of his mirror and our suction to suction it up. Okay, so we've prepped our tooth, there's no more decay. How do we know there's no more decay after he uses the slow speed? What do I give him? The Explorer. And if he says we're all good and we're gonna start. So the next step in a resin or a composite filling. Resin, composite, and white fillings are all the same. So we are gonna use bonding agent. This will be like your glue. In some offices, the bonding and the resin comes in one. In some offices, it comes in two. So some offices have little containers for the droppers. In my office, we don't. We just stick our and turn it upside down. We want a half a drop.
May I ask what that's called, ma'am? The purple little stick thing?
This,
Yes, ma'am.
an applicator.
Applicator. Okay.
Yeah, this is just an applicator. Okay. All right, so before we do that, we've got to etch our tooth. This is bitter. It tastes like soap and lemon juice. So we're going to let that sit anywhere from 5 to 30 seconds, depending on the doctor.
Now, question: when you do that, do we use the light after?
No, not this.
Not that. Okay.
Okay, we'll get to the light.
Okay.
So we're gonna put this, after we've drilled and we've air dried our tooth, the next step is the acid etch. Acid etch. We're cleaning everything off of that tooth. And this acid etch is gonna turn your tooth kind of chalky. So if the tooth is shiny, he's gonna have to re-etch. It's gonna be chalky white. Rinse this off. Try not to get it on the patient's tongue because, like I said, it is bitter. It's terrible. Rinse and dry. Then we're going to use our bonding agent and adhesive. Now you will know in the office if it is 1 or 2. If it's 1, you're good to go. We're going to get our applicator. We're just going to put 1 drop and we're going to hand this to the doctor. Okay. Now comes the fun part, the light. Now this light is not charged up. These lights go from 5 to 25 seconds. So I always ask, if I'm assisting, I ask the doctor, how long do you want to cure this? Most of the time they're going to say 5 seconds. I'm going to just turn it on. It's got a little shield to keep me from looking at it because it is a bright laser light. So we're going to hold it and it will beep when it's done. Okay. So after that, we are ready to fill our tooth. So we're either going to use packable or flowable. So if we use packable, we're going to have a little, we're going to have a little 2x notepad almost, a little mixing pad. We're going to put it on there. And this is kind of a plastic. So we're going to give him an instrument. That's where my PFI is going to come in at. Do with that. My PFI. Gonna hand him my PFI. He's gonna take some. Gonna put it in the tooth. What do you think we do next?
Hold on. So you get a little off that and put it on that, and then they put it in the tooth.
Yes. Okay. Then we cure it. We like cure that. Okay. And we keep doing it until we've got our filling complete. That is the complete process of a filling.
Do we need to keep the area dry the whole time while he's doing that?
Now, where the water come in at?
When you rinse.
Oh, okay, I got
Most of the time during the filling, it's gonna be dry unless we're rinsing off our acid etch. Okay. We with this so far?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Same thing for an amalgam. Same procedure, same steps, except we're not gonna use our adhesive. We're not gonna use this. We will have amalgam, but amalgam is getting to be old school, so. Any questions about that?
When will they use the flowable one?
It's just up to the doctor. Some doctors use flowable all the time.
What's the difference?
How it does, how the material comes out.
Okay.
This comes out kind of wet and it just flows. So, let's see if I can get it to come out.
That's a little better.
See, it just comes out and it's not as sticky.
Okay, so this is a extraction tray.
No,
No.
this is a composite
Composite
or
tray.
amalgam tray,
Composite.
a restorative tray.
When would the amalgam come in? If they do use that.
Amalgams are usually used on posterior teeth and they're the same, basically the same. He's gonna numb the patient, he's gonna drill, use the slow speed. Now, amalgam has to be mixed in an amalgamator, and we don't have an amalgamator here. So it's in a capsule and you pop the capsule and put it in there and it mixes for like 8 seconds and then you take it out and you fill this up. Fill both ends up and I hand it to the doctor. Okay. But amalgam is getting to be old school.
Okay.
So nobody hardly uses it. Everybody wants white fillings. Okay. Now,